The title of the exhibition is Rebound, and it includes 18 contemporary artists from the West Coast. So actually one artist from Vancouver and everybody else is from Victoria area. And the exhibition focuses on using the book as a form for inspiration to make some type of work. So there's work in all sorts of different genres. There's painting, photography, things which are more reminiscent of contemporary craft, sculptural objects, installation, all related to the book form. And the exhibition, I think, grew out of, in the summer I participated in an exhibition in Portugal and sort of rekindled my interest in book arts and started to personally make work, more work related to the book, and then thought it would be great to have an exhibition here, very impromptu, and pulled it together quite quickly and just thought of people that are interested or shown interest in the book as an art form before, and then asked people if they want to participate, and most people were interested and produced work that I think is quite inspiring, and the artists are people that I really respect, so I think it came together quite well and with a lot of help from everybody. Everybody chipped in to put it together, and it's also the last exhibition taking place at 1580, so I think it's an important exhibition that is up from today, October 3rd, until the 17th of October, and then it comes down.
So some of the pieces were already done before the exhibition, and some were done for the exhibition?
Yeah, I would say half of the work in the exhibition is new work, maybe half to 2/3 is new work, and other work is work that people have made previously, I'd say within the last 2 years, most people. Some of it, such as Mario's piece behind us, it came as something that he had put in the gallery space to store, and people came in and said, oh, this is a really interesting work and it relates to the book, and then we said, you should put this stack of cardboard in the show, and it ended up being in the show as it is, because a lot of people liked it and it seemed to be related to the book form. So some of the work is newer and some of it's older. Yeah. So Julia Bennett's piece, she's from Vancouver. Her piece, as far as I know, it began with her, what I know of her process, it began of her going for a walk in the woods to collect stones. This is, she documented her process a little bit with me and kept sending me photos of the work. So it began with collecting this stone, and then she has a strong interest in sort of stitching and contemporary craft. And the title of the work is Instructions on Becoming, Volume 2. And I saw glimpses of it. And she's an artist who's done a lot of very interesting collaborative work in the past. She did one piece where she took dresses that she'd stitched on and sent them to people all over Canada and buried them with seeds, and they grew, and then people sent the dresses back to her for an installation. So she works a lot with these types of media, things that involve sewing or fabric or really beautiful work. So very interesting work, I think, related to the book. So Trish Schwartz works, she's an artist from Victoria, and her work experiments with encaustic and paper, and I've known Trish for a while, and we participate in a critique group that meets sometimes once a month and discusses each other's work, and she has a background as a painter and has recently started to do things, I'd say in the last year or two, which involve sort of, I'd say, found objects and reinventing them, or playing with things like photocopies and adding collage type elements or drawings or paintings into them. So this work, I think, is quite an experimental work, and I think shows a lot of evolution in terms of her work as an artist, because it has sort of a looseness to it and a playfulness and a willingness to take risks that I think is really exciting in her work, that I've noticed more in the last couple years. So I think it's quite a innovative piece in terms of not needing it to look like sort of a perfect object, but actually taking some type of risk and letting it be this loose sort of process-oriented work, which is, I think, I'm guessing what the title refers to, which is formative notion. So the idea of something forming in process. So this piece here is by Diana Weimar, and the piece is titled Testament. And Diana has done a lot of work. She had an exhibition, I think last year at Exchanges, that had a lot of embroidery in it. So she does a lot of work with embroidery. And what she told me about this piece is that it's an Old Testament that was, I think, her great-great-grandfather's. I might be getting the number of greats wrong, but it belonged to her family. And the pages are very fragile, and she's actually, in a sense, I don't know if I should say this, but in a sense, sort of blasphemied the book by actually poking holes in it and stitching it. And it was quite a challenge because the paper is very fragile, and she actually has made marks, different types of marks, and different types of words. Some of the pages have a lot of text on them, and some of them have just a little bit of text. So a really labor-intensive process of making such a small work that people can pick up and carefully handle. So a different form of the book as a art form, which is very much Diana's way of working, and always a little bit surprising, and I think quite beautiful. It's a beautiful work.
We should go